Hey, hi, hello, welcome to another episode of the Red 5 Tavern. How are y'all doing? Are we streaming okay? This is my first time running the stream. I'm a little bit nervous.
It looks great on my cell phone. Doing a great job, DM.
It looks
Thank
great.
you. We've got Venestra, we've got Ghost Kalisha, we've got Urshk, the Reborn Ranger, and we've got Nero, the Halfling Rogue. Who wants to recap what happened last time on the Red 5 Tavern?
I guess I can recap.
Go for it.
Recap. All right. So, we were together. Well, I was with Urshk and Nero, and then I said, "Hey, I have a new friend named Calypso. I'll be right back, though, because she's at the bottom of the sea." So I swam to the bottom of the sea because I'm a ghost. And I found her, and she was knitting a cloak of seaweed. And then she grabbed her whalebone staff and said, "Yeah, I know the Astral Sea." And she went up to the shore with us, and then she taught us about the Astral Sea and said that she will navigate it and that I was a silly ghost. And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "I don't know, I'm dead." And we went to the library for a little bit, but Calypso couldn't go in there because she's banned from the library. And then we decided to go see the High Protectorate, Captain Dildo, and he's been receiving like 500 gold coins every single month for years now because he's a slimy bastard. And now we're going to go and fight the dreadnought in the Astral Sea, where we might all die, but I can't die because I'm a ghost, and Urshk is already reborn, so he's already dead too. So
great. You have Venestra. Drinks are on me at the Red 5 Tavern. Let's skip this.
Yeah, let's go. I think once I heard fight the dreadnought, I'm like, I'm out.
Well, what a wonderful recap. Thank you so much.
That was fantastic.
Okay. As we pick up from last episode, you all find yourselves back in the Red 5 Tavern, having gathered everyone together. Stray is there with you, as well as Calypso, and basically everyone's just kind of going over their notes, all the research and study material that they've acquired. You've got the Amulet of the Plains, generously loaned to you by Snicket. And as you're all just kind of like gathering together, where are you at in this moment? What thoughts are going through your mind? Let's start with Nero.
He's, we talked about this last episode as well. His first motivation would probably be to determine the best situation for himself and like realize what's about to happen and like slap on that ring of invisibility and see you later. But his bond with this group has grown so deep that he feels that the family he's been exiled from has been replaced by these people, and he's in for the long haul and some treasure that he could probably slip in his, and not no one else can get. But also he feels very indebted to all these people. So he's just going through that, and then he's literally going through his equipment and what he has on him, and realizing the situation that we're going to be in he's never been in this situation in a different plane. So he's going through his equipment, running through what he does and how he acts as a character to prepare himself for something he's never done before. So he's quite quiet and uncharacteristically so.
All right. Venestra, what's going through your brain?
Well, as Venestra sits at the bar, thinking about things.
Slamming down the wine.
Slamming down, yeah, because she's thinking about the odds of all this. And for herself, she's thinking that, once again, her motives are always to help herself first. But there is just a tiny part of her in her evil little black heart that would feel some bit of regret if her acquaintances were to meet their end. And she also understands that while she could just say, bye, fuck this, and jet out, this Ganjor is just something that doesn't belong. She might not belong, but he definitely doesn't belong. And so she's just sitting there mulling in her mind, over how she got where she is and where she will go once it's done, whether she dies or whether she lives. So that's what's going through her mind.
All right. Urshk, how about you?
Thinking mainly about Ganjor. I know that if we get rid of Ganjor, Kalisha might have all of her unfinished business taken care of. So that's number one. So secondly, he's thinking of prophylactics. There's small boxes sometimes with scrolls in them. Oh wait, no, that's not what that. No, we're going up to face the Leviathan, the Astral Dreadnought. From what I know of them, we're not going to fight this thing without a miracle in our pocket. So, hoping stealth and our knack for making it by the skin of our teeth, or at least most of us, we'll pull this out and we'll be able to get what we need to get one step closer to taking Ganjor out, bringing him into the physical plane and kicking his ass.
Right on. How about you, Kalisha?
I am laying down on the ceiling. I'm only
Okay there, Charles?
I'm laying down on the ceiling and contemplating death.
As you do.
As I do. Thinking about how nice it would be to get back to that place with Kark again. Needing to get everything resolved for, the sake of my parents, for the sake of my friends. Ganjor needs to go down. Thinking about how I can help with a dreadnought when I can't hold anything anymore. And I lost all of my druid powers, and, I'm still practicing being a ghost. I'm still getting used to that. I'm only visible, by the way, to the pardoned. No one else can see me laying on the ceiling. But it's pretty nice up here. I could see everybody. I'm just looking down at everybody. So
That's creepy.
Looking down.
All right.
That's creepy.
Okay. So as you kind of gather yourselves together, Stray will kind of lead the discussion, and he'll just say, all right, we've done our due diligence with gathering intel on the Astral Sea, this dreadnought. We can't wait any longer. Ganjor's power grows by the day, and we need to take care of this before things go seriously wrong in a way that we can't reverse. So, we've got myself, who can cast plane shift once a day. I can bring 8 people, including myself, to the Astral Sea. We've got Calypso, who can guide us there. We've got the Amulet of the Planes that will allow us to cast plane shift again. But it's a bit of a roll of the dice there. There's a chance we might not end up where we want to go. But or we can wait an entire day in the Astral Sea for me to be able to cast plane shift again, but I would not recommend that.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds awful.
Sounds very tourist trappy.
Sounds like the Poconos.
Are there cheesesteaks?
That's like, I don't want to be
No.
there.
Oh, look, it's sand in a little glass bottle. Look at this, honey.
Maple syrup, get out!
Made in China. Dang it. Sorry.
Made in Tempest Bay.
Nice.
There you go. Now, once we're there, when we're trying to track down this Leviathan, we're going to be flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we are.
Wish we had better knowledge on where this beast was, but we're just going to have to do the best we can. That's what Calypso is here for. She will help us. This thing is very dangerous. It's got a demi-plane inside of its gullet. And we know it can't be reasoned with, but it really craves psychic energy. As far as fighting this thing, we don't want to fight it. We just want to get the phylactery from it. So, any questions before we make our way to the Astral Sea?
Yes.
I don't think so.
So, if we prepare ourselves here in certain ways, does that transfer to the Astral Sea? Can we get there in a superior way here and prepare here and get there like that? Does it work that way? For example, I have a ring of invisibility, and I would prefer to be nowhere near this thing's vision. But the point of that, not to just be safe amongst all of you, I'm looking towards stealth and using the shadows, as it were, to find this page, this phylactery, as it were. If I'm invisible here when we leave, am I invisible there when we get there?
There's nothing about plane shift that would end any kind of magical spell you might cast or the effects of magic items. Unless we teleport in the middle of an anti-magic field, but I doubt that will happen. What you should know, though, is that these astral dreadnoughts, their gaze is like an anti-magic cone. It can negate your invisibility if you're caught in it. So don't get caught.
Well, then we're just going to have to cover his eye.
I would like to see you try. But that might
I'm
work.
a ghost. I can't pick up anything, but maybe somebody else who's
I do have a super warm over the armor onesie. Is that It's literally in my backpack. It is called a super warm over the armor onesie. It is when we are in the coldest part of Tempest Bay.
Maybe if we had 20 more.
Okay, damn it.
How big is his eye?
Anyone else have a onesie?
It's massive.
It's
Massive.
He has a demi-plane in his stomach.
You call
This
it a
thing could
onesie,
probably
I call it a large t-shirt.
This thing could probably swallow the entire Red 5 Tavern in one bite.
So his eye is bigger than the tavern?
No, I'm saying he
No,
could swallow
right.
the entire tavern in one bite.
Bigger than my onesie.
He's big.
Well,
Big.
okay.
Well, I'm going to Nero's going to slip on his ring of invisibility. So he says, okay, I'm going to put on my ring of invisibility just for any advantage I might get. I'm not going to move from where I am here as we transfer, shift, move, fly, whatever, to the Astral Sea.
I have a question.
Yes.
As a ghost, being able to possess people, possess humanoids, and take wild shape, how does that work if a ghost were to try to possess an astral dreadnought?
Well, I've not heard of something like that being attempted before. But as far as I know, these creatures have immense power of will to resist such effects. Yeah, you might get lucky, but I wouldn't recommend that you try.
Okay, that's good to know. And being a ghost, since I can fly through people and through objects, if he were to try to swallow me and like I'm still in his mouth or in his throat, can I fly out of him before I get to his gullet?
You can fly through objects. I doubt you could just fly through demiplanes like that. Once you're in, you're not getting out unless he wants you to.
Not even if I'm still in his mouth?
You better get out of that mouth fast.
Good to know. To know.
This thing can fail a saving throw and then choose to not fail a saving throw. So
This thing is
And
God.
then reverse it.
Okay, this
just
thing
be
is
like,
like
"Oh."
God.
Yeah, I'm a
No, I
little
didn't.
scared.
Also, too, you said the possession is for humanoids.
Yes.
I wouldn't
But I can
consider.
also take wild shape. So wild shape, you could stay in the shape of a beast for a number of hours equal to half of your druid level. So
I think that's a leftover thing from your druid stat block. You don't have that ability available to you as a ghost.
Oh, it's in my Ghost
I
of
think-
Kalisha homebrew.
Yeah, it's there
Okay.
because D&D Beyond sucks.
Yeah.
In order for me to give you a stat block like that you could just pull up on your sheet,
Yeah.
instead of like an entirely different character, I have
Right.
to put it in as a wild shape option for you. And when I do that, it automatically adds the wild shape trait into that stat block, even if I don't want it there.
Okay.
And there's nothing I could do to remove it. So
Gotcha.
thanks, D&D Beyond.
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
You suck.
So yeah, just pretend that isn't there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
You
called
got it.
sarcasm, D&D Beyond.
As far as possession, it is limited to humanoids, so you can't even attempt it
I
on the
couldn't.
dreadnought.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try.
I like that
Well-
thinking, though.
Thank you.
Well, I know that if I'm going to use the amulet, it says that it's an action. And I get a bonus action, and I thought about using I have Kelly's Glamour Weave that I can use.
Kalishas.
Oh, excuse
There's no
me.
Kellys, only Zool.
Pardon me, Kalisha. I was just going with Kiki. Sorry. Kalisha's Glamour Weave. And I can use that to hide myself. Because you can cast, your environment on there. So wherever we are, I can make it look like my surroundings and kind of blend in.
Very nice.
So, okay, can I get a clarification on this cone of dispel magic? So
Yes.
let's all think about Lord of the Rings. I'm sure we've all seen it. And how the eye was watching, and it's like sort of this like orange cone of gaze. Is that the way it is? Sort of, it's not. It's a sort of a spatial. There. Oh yeah, God.
That's creepy looking. That's creepy.
1 point to the creepy ghost.
Like this.
Before we go, I need to change my underwear. Thank you.
Next time, show that to Dildo. Show that to Dildo next time.
Oh my
That's-
God.
Underwear check.
Cone.
So
Is this Nero asking or Charles asking?
Me.
Okay. There's not really a way for Nero to know this, but I'll just tell you as a player. A Astral Dreadnought can create an anti-magic cone from its open eye. It creates an area of anti-magic as if it was the anti-magic field spell in a 150-foot cone.
Okay.
And you can change the facing of it every turn. And it doesn't function when the eye is closed or while the dreadnought is blinded. And the anti-magic field spell, basically like there's no magical energy in that area. Spells can't be cast. Summoned creatures disappear. Magic items become mundane. And it just does that until it ends.
And then do they come back after asking as player? Do they come back
Yeah,
after
let's not be ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
They're just we don't serve your
It's kind of like a
kind,
dead
Alien.
zone, basically. If
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
a dead zone, and then it's not once it passes over you.
Yeah, any active spell or magical effect on a creature or an object is suppressed while the creature object is in the area. Magic items are suppressed until they're removed. Any magical travel can't happen. Summoned creatures or objects wink out of existence.
But going.
Yeah, any kind of magical effects just are dispelled and have no effect.
Yeah. And you said blinded too, by the way, not covered, but blinded, right?
Correct, if it's under the blinded condition.
But not revealing myself, since I'm a ghost, isn't technically magic. It's just going into the ethereal plane.
Right, it's not true sight.
Right. So I could still not reveal myself to the dreadnought, and it wouldn't be exposed because it's not magic technically.
Yeah, you essentially aren't there until you want to let him know that you're there. So that's the ultimate invisibility in that case.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, unless it has true sight or has some way of looking into the ethereal plane.
Right. Okay. Got it.
I'm very comfortable just asking questions for the next 2 hours, and we call it a night.
Won't get away that easy.
Next week.
Dang it.
Venestra.
Next week on there, yeah.
Venestra, are you doing anything to prepare?
I have my amulet on, and I got my glamour weave cloak on. So, other than that, I don't know what I'm going.
Did you call Sile?
Oh yeah, he's with me.
Okay.
Yeah, Sile's with me. You can't see him though, and I'm so glad that he's invisible because he's probably going to need it.
Okay, Alicia, anything you're doing to prepare?
I'm definitely not going to reveal myself to anyone outside of the pardoned. I'm definitely going to be invisible. Can I go in and out of the ethereal plane when I'm in the Astral Sea? Are there ethereal?
I thought about this a lot. I couldn't find anything. This is me, the DM, talking, not the storyteller. But
Right.
I couldn't find anything about like what happens if a ghost goes to the astral plane, or like other planes of existence at all. Basically, the way I'm going to rule it, what makes sense to me is that because the whole idea is that you're a spirit kind of trapped in the land of the living, having not been able to make the complete journey to whatever afterlife you end up in. Because the ethereal plane is kind of like a border plane or like a passageway to other planes.
Right.
And you're just kind of stuck. So you were on the material plane, and now you're just kind of in this state of being transfixed between the two. So if you were to travel to another plane, then that would become the plane that you can bounce between with the ethereal plane and the astral plane.
Got it.
So you wouldn't be able to go from the astral plane to the ethereal plane to the material plane. It's like you have the ethereal plane and you have whatever other plane that you're anchored to, and you'd have to use any other means of planar travel to change that anchor plane. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I'm also trying to get my senses to hone in on where the phylactery would be. So invisibly, I could locate the phylactery, and then I can, tell somebody where it is so they can run and get it.
Yeah, you won't be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Ghost.
Urshk, what are you doing to prepare?
Is there any way that we can buy a couple potions before we leave? Or is
Oh,
that
sure.
is that
What are you looking for?
some health potions? So how much money is that?
I'd say 12 dozen.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can't heal you guys anymore.
Sorry. I have a couple hundred gold. So
Okay. Potion of healing.
Yeah.
Greater healing.
maybe how much does a potion of greater healing cost?
It costs 150. It heals for 4d4 plus 4 HP,
Okay.
which average. It's like an average of like 12 HP.
Right. And then regular is how much?
Regular is like 2d4 plus 2, so like 6 HP.
Okay. I'll take. Well, how much does a regular one cost?
Regular is 50.
50. Okay. Give me
Yep,
5
potion
of
of greater healing is 150. Okay.
I'll take 5 regular potion of healing.
All right. You can add 5 potions of healing to your sheet and deduct 250 gold.
250.
250.
250.
Are you keeping all of them on your person, or are you kind of distributing them?
I'm going to give one to everybody. Well, one to Finestra and one to Nero.
Thanks, man.
I'll hang on to the rest.
Sounds
So
good.
that makes me 3. So
All right.
I have
Finestra
3
and Nero,
more.
you can add a potion of healing to your inventory.
Thank you, kind sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other purchases or preparations?
No, I mean, aside from Nero putting on his ring of invisibility, at the moment we leave, that's what he's
Right.
sort of waiting for.
Okay. With that, Stray will kind of gather everybody together and have everyone kind of like form a circle and join hands together. So Nero, you'll be able to like kind of join hands and then like
What do I
slip on
do?
your ring of invisibility and then
Hold on to the ankles of everybody else.
Don't worry,
Ooh.
Half-Man. You can hold my hand.
Kalisha,
You want to
you'll have
wrap yourself
to
around my leg?
Kalisha, you'll have to possess
Stop
someone
dry
for this to
humping
work.
me.
Hey guys, who wants to be possessed? It's the only way. It's the only way.
Oh, is it now?
Is it though?
Is
Is
it?
That's how plane shift works. You have to join hands.
Join hands.
Fine, fine. Get in me.
Oh, thank God.
It's funnier this way.
Blimey.
Zoop.
All right. Nestra, you're knocked out.
I want to hear the voice. I want to hear the voice.
Hey,
Hey Nero. Hey Stinky.
Oh my god.
it never gets old.
Yes. I love being in Finestra.
Uh-huh.
All
I
right,
still
so
don't have the hang of the voice thing.
No, you're way off.
But it's hilarious.
Sound like-
way off.
Carry
sound
on.
like that old lady that SpongeBob sells chocolate to.
Right.
I remember when they first invented chocolate. Sweet, sweet chocolate.
Sweet.
That and Gilbert Gottfried. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
don't know why. I got these spells. I don't use them.
All right. So with Stray casting the spell, Calypso, and then the rest of you, there's like, well, 3 extra slots now, come to think of it, because Kalisha's stowing away with Finestra. So
Glowing.
we'll just assume that those 3 slots are kind of open for whatever other players happen to be playing on any given week. We'll worry about the details later, but you do join hands, and Stray casts a spell, and you feel this like just very weird sensation that I don't think any of you have felt before. It's almost like this the borders of reality and kind of your existence at like a given place and time, those borders just get fuzzy, and you feel yourself kind of like being pulled through something, and almost in a flash, you just kind of realize that you're somewhere else. And to help set the mood, let me know if you hear this. Come on. There we go.
I
Oh,
hear it.
Let me know if it
that
gets too
is
loud.
cool.
Sail away, sail away, sail.
So you find yourself in the midst of this just vast silvery gray sea. Soft gray clouds kind of move slowly in the distance, while strange kind of light and dark streaks just kind of twist violently in the sky. You kind of glance down to see like what's supporting you, and you just look down, but there's nothing but just more of this like strange pearly sky. And it's just all around you in every direction that you can see. And some of you, this kind of like surprises you, and you just draw in a sudden breath, but it's not air that you're breathing. You feel your lungs kind of fill with something sweeter and more solid than air, but instead of like gagging or drowning on it, you just seem kind of perfectly acclimated to it. It is providing you with all the sustenance that you need, and you don't even need to feel the need to like breathe anymore while you're in this space.
Nice.
And
Wow.
as you're just kind of like taking everything in, you see Calypso's already started like gliding and just moving about throughout the air. And if you try to move, like you can't like swim through it. But Calypso just tells you like,
Yes, yes. In here you move with your mind. You think, and then you can fly.
and your movement speed is now a flying speed while you're in the Astral Sea. And it is equal to 3 times your intelligence score in feet. So if your intelligence score is 10, you move 30 feet per round. If it's 15, it's 45. If it's 5, it's 15.
I think Vanestra was inebriated before I got into her body.
It's a 5.
We're working at 3.
Now, Kalisha, you are free to exit Vanestra if you so choose.
Excellent. I so choose.
Okay. You kind of
No, we want more voice.
Vanestra, you okay?
You forcibly-
Did the voice again.
forcibly exit Vanestra, and Vanestra, you return to consciousness and just find yourself extremely disoriented, and now suddenly in this kind of vast silvery sea.
Where the
You see
fuck
kind
am
of
I?
you see kind of like shimmering colorful stars just out in the distance and kind of all around you as far as the eye can see. Yeah, you take the time to just kind of become acclimated to this new plane of existence.
It is so beautiful here.
1, Vanestra, you don't really need to breathe, and 2, she did the voice again. Just so you're aware.
Bitch.
Vanestra, how many wines did you have?
Apparently too much for you.
I think the better
You
question
must
is how
be
many wines did she bring?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, if I got to go out, I want to go out feeling good.
There you go. That's the spirit.
You know, hey.
All right, so we're all kind of
Nice
moving
here.
around,
Nice.
figuring it out.
I could get
And we're
used
just
to this
following
place.
Calypso.
Yeah,
It
and
wasn't filled with
you,
impending doom.
you see you see Calypso kind of like pull something out from this kind of like satchel that she has, and you see it's a first of all, before we get to there, you look around and you notice you don't have any kind of like silvery cords attached to your body. You're just kind of here. And Stray will explain. Normally, powerful spellcasters who choose to travel to the astral plane can do something called astral projection, where they kind of send like an avatar of themselves into the astral plane. So if that like avatar dies, then they just kind of wake up.
Right.
Unless those silver cords are, and in that form, they do have these kind of silver threads connecting them. But absent that astral projection, then it really is kind of you here in the Astral Sea. And so you see Calypso kind of pull something out from her satchel, and it appears to be almost like a necklace. It's a very thin, kind of golden, shimmering thread of some kind, and on the bottom of it is attached this almost like a wedge-shaped kind of obsidian, like rock kind of carving, or like a pendant of some kind, but it just has some heft and weight to it. And she just kind of like holds it up and is muttering some kind of incantation, and the pendant that she's holding aloft, almost like a plumb line. At first, it's just kind of like floating there, almost like in zero gravity. But it soon kind of like stretches out in one direction, as if it were being pulled by some kind of gravitational force, like a plumb line, but just not like straight down, but out in a certain direction.
Nice.
And she just kind of reorients herself so that she is like up and down in comparison to this kind of magical plumb line. And she takes a moment and kind of like reorients herself and says like,
Oh, yes. Haven't been to this section before. We'll have to take our bearings.
and she just kind of like looks around and takes a couple minutes just to like get a sense of where she is. And then kind of looking out into the distance, she sees and she points out to all of you this what appears to be a star, but it appears to be like either closer or brighter than any of the other kind of colorful stars out in the distance, with kind of this soft kind of orange glow to it. She says,
that's the nearest one. We'll go there and see what we can see and try to find our way from there.
And she just kind of thinks and starts propelling herself out in that direction. And Stray follows right behind her.
I'm right behind Stray.
Yeah, and everyone, we all follow
We're
along.
going that way.
We're
Let's,
following.
All right. What's the marching order?
I don't march. I float.
Well, floating
We're all-
order.
I'm invisible. I can go first. I don't mind.
All right.
I'll follow behind Kalisha.
I'll bring up the rear.
Are you sure about that?
Bringing up.
Sure
the
you don't want to be in the middle where you're safer?
I'll do the back.
That's what they said.
The stars over there. I'm not worried behind me here.
You
Make
probably
sure
should
nothing
be.
comes up behind you and nips you in your bum.
Mhm.
Fully expecting something. So, yeah, I'll take up the rear.
Okay. Let's see if you can counter anything. Interesting. So,
Oh.
you kind of float around, and it takes you a little bit to get acclimated to moving in this way, but it's pretty easy to get the hang of it. And as you're moving, it's just strange because you don't physically feel like you're moving through anything. It's not like there's a medium that you're traveling through necessarily. It's just this kind of like vast emptiness. And this plane is the plane of thoughts and dreams. So it's a very disorienting kind of experience. But also as you kind of glide through, absent any kind of major landmarks or anything, it's very difficult to have a sense of like time passing, and it's almost like time isn't passing at all. but you're steadily getting closer to this kind of orange glow. And it might be an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. You're not entirely sure, but you do end up getting close to this kind of orange glow. And as it gets larger, you see that it's not a like a round ball of burning gas like a star. It's like a flat disc, and it's like slowly rotating on its axis. And as you get closer, you see that from this kind of flat disc, you see these strands of luminous starlight seem to flow out of it, kind of like gentle streams. And as you pass through one of those streams, it feels like really warm and pleasant, almost like a nice bath, or like the sun shining on your skin. And you draw closer to the portal, and you start to notice these kind of floating, shimmering stones, just kind of suspended in space around it. And they start off pretty sparse, one after the other, but they get more kind of grouped up together as you get closer to this disc, and you make out this figure in the distance who's kind of like standing or floating right in front of this glowing orange disc. And you hear this kind of beautiful, like, melodious hymn coming from this figure, and it's just kind of like washing over you like a gentle tide. It just feels like solace and warmth, and like everything's like feeling okay. And as you approach, you get closer to this figure. You see that whoever they are like quite tall. They're like 9 feet tall, and you see that this figure is singing. She appears to be like humanoid, 9 feet tall, with like kind of dark skin and radiant azure eyes, with this kind of like brilliant golden hair that seems to just kind of like shimmer with starlight. And you notice she has these like huge wings, just kind of almost like feathered angel wings, and they have this kind of luminous quality to them. And they're just constantly shifting between different hues that kind of look like sunrise. So like soft pinks and purples and golds in this kind of very gentle shimmering pattern. She's armored. She has her armor is like pretty much like plate mail, but like silvery white, and adorned with these motifs of like the morning sun. And in her hands before her, she has this huge, long, elegant greatsword, with like a hilt that resembles these like outspread wings, and she's kind of like holding it point down and like balancing it against one of these floating stones. And it seems to be kind of a focal point for her hymn, and she's just kind of like standing there. Doesn't seem to have taken notice of you, but is just kind of like standing resolute before this glowing orange disc and seems to be guarding it. But yeah, you get this like sense of like peace and calm and beauty in a way that you probably haven't felt in a long time, if ever.
I'm gonna
Calypso.
float up to Calypso and say, Calypso, what can you tell us about her? She's absolutely beautiful.
She might be an angel. You should be cautious, but I think this is one of the better things you could find in the astral plane.
That's amazing.
And she'll kind of like get a little bit closer to this figure and just call out,
Hello there. We're just traveling through. We could use some help. Who are you?
and this figure, she kind of like turns her gaze towards you, and despite like this kind of like raw power emanating from her, and this kind of otherworldly look to her. She just kind of warmly smiles and says, "I am Seraphiel. Welcome.
You're
I'm a
beautiful.
I'm a planetar, a servant of Lathandra, the Dawn Maiden, the goddess of rebirth, renewal, and morning light. Obviously, you are travelers. Please, have a seat." And she just kind of gestures before you, and these like floating stones, some of them kind of move and shift and rearrange, and she's basically like offering you like a place to sit.
I feel so at peace that I'm going to reveal my ghostly body to her.
She'll take notice of you and just kind of like bow her head reverently.
We're on a quest, because the realm that we come from is being overcome by evil. We're looking for the Astral Dreadnought. We need a phylactery that he may have in order to banish this evil from our realm. Is there anything that you can tell us about him at all? Do you know of the dreadnought of which I speak?
It sounds like you seek Bazoozle.
Azuzo.
That sounds about right.
She just kind of looks at you and says, "You don't need to lie to me. If you don't know, you don't know."
I don't know, but I would think a giant tavern-eating monster of an existence in the astral plane would probably go by Azuzel. I'm also known for talking out of my rear end.
And smelling like it too.
I hate my friends sometimes.
It is what mortals do, but you should know I detect all lies.
I sit on a throne of lies. Thank you.
Shit does. Gross.
I do.
Bazoozle is one of the guardians here. She's a fearsome astral dreadnought. And she has her territory at the Shattered Moon.
Can I ask a serious question? Honestly, is it possible for Azuzel to have been maybe not maybe controlled is the wrong word, but placated by someone who has brought a plight upon our land?
Great question.
Mm.
You speak of Ganjor.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
That would be
Yes.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
I feel that that they may have some sort of connection to where either he is using Azuzel or using her powers, maybe even unbeknownst to her.
Ganjor is powerful, and his power grows day by day, but he is also a fool. He's foolish to think that he could control Bazoozle.
Wow. So Bazoozle is not under the control of Ganjor.
So
If-
we've come here.
If she serves Ganjor, then it is part of a larger scheme that she has, but why Bazoozle would serve one as Ganjor, I could not say.
She's a guardian. What is she looking
Yeah, that's
over?
a great question. I was just going to say that. Why? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Guardian.
No, it's just
Guardian-
that's exactly what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, because guardian means looking after something important and precious.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
And you spoke of Bazuzel as a she.
Yes. Yes,
Is she
Bazuzel.
is she a mother?
That's something I do not know. Bazuzel is a guardian of her own territory. She claims the Shattered Moon. Why she does so is not known to me, and frankly, not my concern. It is just the nature of these creatures. They are very territorial. They feed off of psychic energy. All that I know is it's my duty to guard against creatures like her and keep them away from this portal. And she just kind of gestures to the kind of huge disc behind her.
What is that portal to?
It is a portal to Elysium. It is the home of the deity I serve, Lathandra. It is my sworn duty to guard this portal and keep out whoever is a threat to her.
Elysium. And who is your deity again?
Lathandra,
Lathandra.
the Dawn Maiden, the goddess of rebirth, renewal, and the morning light.
So, do you know where we can find this Bazuzel?
Yes, you need to seek the Shattered Moon. That is Bazuzel's territory. But
Yes, but like
surely if you are here, surely if you are here, you are aware of the dangers of what you seek.
Indeed.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that we can make Bazuzel understand that we don't mean her any harm?
Yes, we have no intentions to hurt her. We just
Or
need to
her
get
area. We have no interest in
Yeah.
her territory.
we just need that phylactery.
Bazuzel, like all astral dreadnoughts, are primal forces of destruction and control. Any pact that you make with one is bound to come at a great cost. But if there were something that threatens her or her territory, you might have room to negotiate. Tell me, do you know of the Githyanki?
Yes.
Githyanki. I know I wrote something down. No, I didn't write something down.
I did.
I think I wrote it down too. But
Githyanki is the guide. That would be Calypso is our Githyanki.
Not quite.
No, I'm wrong. Oops. I wrote Githyanki as a guide.
Yeah, that's what I have too. The guide Githyanki. So I guess we didn't get that one. Right.
Githyanki are a species of creatures that inhabit the astral plane.
Oh, that's right. And she can, Calypso can recognize them, and they can help. She can get them and help us guide them to the Shattered Moon.
That's right, Nero.
Yes, but we don't really want their help.
Why
She
not?
speaks correctly. She speaks the truth. These Githyanki are quite dangerous. They kill and steal and destroy. They prey off of travelers who, throughout the astral plane, who are not careful.
So
They
okay,
are-
so
Glorified pirates.
which one of you can cast locate? That's another thing we can do, right?
At this, Seraphiel will basically hold up her sword, kind of still balancing it on by its point on this kind of floating rock, and she will kind of touch the not pauldron, the hilt the pommel stone of the sword, and its wings kind of like gently like shift formation, and you see this kind of like brilliant orange light form where the pommel stone is, and it shoots off this solid beam of light in a particular direction away from the portal in this kind of oasis. She says, "This will be your guiding light to the shattered moon. I must guard this portal, and I cannot accompany you, but I wish you the best of luck and Lathandra's blessing on your endeavor."
Thank you so much. You are the most beautiful creature I've ever seen.
It's very kind of you. You should watch out for the Githyanki. They will no doubt be, if you encounter them, they will try to kill you and take your things. That's just the nature of them. But as territorial as Bazuzul is, so are these Githyanki.
Uh-oh.
If they perceive Bazuzul as a threat, or Bazuzul perceives them as a threat, perhaps there's some assistance you could offer.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You were quite brave for undertaking this quest.
Oh, stupid.
I think we're just stupid.
I mean, yeah. I do have one question.
Yes.
Oh, portal protector, you seem quite well determined in your task. As we follow your beautiful path, it concerns me that you know so much about the problems that exist on our plane with Ganjor and Bazuzul, yet this is not your task, this is not your stead or your story. Are we looking at a much larger problem than we thought we had? For if you and your knowledge and all of your glory as you stand ahead of us, you know what we're facing, but we really don't.
I'm immune to flattery, little one. To answer your question, it is my business to know of what lies in the Astral Sea and what might try to get through. But my oath is to Lathandra, and it is her I serve.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Know your enemies. All right.
Is there any way
first time you heard that wasn't half man.
I'm not going to say anything because you gave me a potion, and that's it. No more. These Githraki, whatever you call them, what do they look like? How do we know? How do we recognize one?
She'll explain that Githyanki, they have like really long, thin limbs. They're humanoid, and you know they very lanky. They have like skin tones of like yellows, greens, and browns. They have psionic abilities, so not quite magic, but like mental based effects and abilities that they have. And they tend to travel in the astral plane through these kind of specially designed ships that they have that can basically sail the Starry Sea. But yes, they are proficient with that. She would also tell you that they tend to have silver swords, and these they use to cut the silver cords of anyone in the astral plane traveling by astral projection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have one final question. Is there any way that Lathandra can help us?
Good one.
That is a very good question.
Since you were the guardian of her world, is there any assistance that she can offer us? Ganjor is the one that we're trying to defeat.
Allow me to tell you a story of Lathandra. Then I will offer up a prayer, and if she is pleased with you, then she may respond. So please, gather round. And so she begins to tell you the story, but she almost sings it, like Canticles in church, but again in this beautiful melodious voice. In the days when the world was still young, darkness enveloped all. The fledgling races of the land lived in perpetual night, never knowing the embrace of light. They huddled together, finding solace in their communities, but the weight of the unending dark made their hearts heavy with despair. But among them was a maiden named Ilara, a visionary who believed in a world touched by luminance. Each night she'd climb the tallest peak, facing the vast abyss, and sing a song of hope, a prayer for a glimmer, a flicker, anything that would pierce the everlasting gloom. Her song touched the very fabric of the cosmos, and in the celestial realm, it was heard by a nascent deity, a being of pure radiance, Lathandra. Intrigued by the maiden's unwavering hope, Lathandra descended to meet Ilara. They spoke of dreams and aspirations, of a world where darkness wasn't a shroud, but a canvas, waiting for the brushstrokes of dawn. Together, the maiden and the goddess forged a pact. Each night, Ilara would sing her song, and in response, Lathandra would push against the boundaries of night. Days turned to years, and years into decades. With each song, a small change occurred, almost imperceptible. Yet the perpetual night started giving away. First, there was twilight, a state between light and dark. And then, after what felt like eons, the very first dawn. The world was painted in hues of pink, gold, and lavender. The sight was so breathtaking that it brought tears to the eyes of those who witnessed it. The land, once shrouded in endless darkness, was now bathed in the soft glow of morning. From that day forth, dawn became a symbol of hope, rebirth, and renewal. Ilara's relentless hope had led to the world's first morning, and in honor of her faith, Lathandra named her the Maiden of the First Dawn. To this day, we servants of Lathandra sing the hymn of Ilara, a reminder that even in the direst of circumstances, hope, faith, and perseverance can bring forth the light. And with that, she kind of finishes her story, her gaze distant, almost as if she was seeing that first dawn in her mind's eye. And with that, she mutters something in a unintelligible language, offering a prayer up to Lathandra. And you feel almost like stronger and more brave, more just like healthier, and like your spirits have been risen and restored. Yes. And you feel almost like you've eaten like a 4-course meal, like that kind of full satisfaction, without like nausea or bloating or anything, just like a wonderful hearty meal. And you now are under the effects of Hero's Feast. So for the next 24 hours, you are cured of all diseases and poison. You become immune to poison and being frightened. And you make all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Aha!
Nice.
Let me roll some dice here.
You got the 6 demon bag.
Your hit point maximum increases by 8 hit points.
Sweet.
Wow.
And you gain the same number, so your maximum and your current increase by 8.
Okay.
A gift from Lathandra. Thank you for allowing me to tell her tale.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful.
Now, the way is before you. Let the light guide your path.
Thank you.
And with that, she kind of recalls the stones that formed your furniture, and she kind of resumes her guard post and keeps an eye out for anything that might try to enter.
Wow. Good question, Kalisha. Holy
That was
shit.
amazing.
Good job. Good job.
Wow.
I think I might even feel a little warmth in my heart.
Feeling good.
Oh boy.
I don't know if I like this
That's
or
just
not.
heartburn.
Yeah, I don't know
One
if
of
I
the
like it or
signs
not.
of the apocalypse, I think.
Ah.
I love this Astral Sea. Someday, when I'm dead again, well, when I'm with Kark again, I gotta take him back to this place.
Road trip. Woo!
Kirk, I need to show you something. All right, are we ready to go see Basuzel?
Yep.
Yes.
Just a quick note, it literally says in her stat block, she automatically detects lies. Additionally, she cannot lie.
I was going to ask that question, but
Good.
it's almost irrelevant because if you can, you'll say you can't, and then if you can't, you'll say you will.
Yeah, planetars are cool.
That's
Sure.
wow.
All right. Well,
Now we gotta watch out for the
Nero, don't say anything that's gonna get you killed, okay?
All right.
Venestra,
Yes. What?
don't say any lies.
My whole existence is a lie. What do you want me to do about it?
We're leaving her
Something
anyways.
said-
That's like
You've already got
asking
the blessing
sun
of-
not to rise. What do you want me to do?
I feel better. Let's just move.
I mean, even I'm feeling a little good. Don't just go.
Don't ruin it.
Just
Damn
gonna
it.
float over to her. Thank you.
All right, so you're heading out?
We're heading out.
We're heading
Yep.
out.
Okay. Give me just a moment here. What's the marching order this time?
Are we keeping the same marching order?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
floating behind Stray and Calypso.
All right.
Ersk, me, and Nero. Little man
Sounds
bringing up the
good.
rear.
Blimey.
Little one. Thank you very much.
That's so cute. I thought she was going to pat you on the head.
Shut up. A little bit of warmth warms over your cold heart, and suddenly you're the comedian. Wonderful.
I'm here all night, Nero. I'm here all night.
Let's
Well,
hope so.
don't say that too soon. We haven't gotten there yet.
You know. I'm feeling a little
It's-
optimistic here.
It's only you and me who have yet to die.
I did die once. Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I did die. She saved me.
Thank
Kiki
you.
over here. So I felt the flames of hell lick my toes for a few minutes.
Some people are into that sort of thing, you know.
I'm sure you
I mean, I
found that
can't say I'm
quite
minded.
exhilarating.
Red 5
It's
Tavern
stimulating.
OS.
What can I say, Nero? Chains and whips excite me.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. Just gonna like whoosh, whoosh around Venestra and say, and snick it.
Yes. He is such a
Yeah, we
dapper
gotta
fellow.
role play that when you get back.
Oh yeah.
So let's make it back. For his
Yeah,
sake.
gotta do that.
Yeah, there we go. It's the
Do it for
Red
him.
5 OnlyFans account that it'll be on.
Tavern OF. You know where to find you.
That's what you meant, OF. Okay, that was OnlyFans. Gotcha.
Yep.
I feel you.
This Venestra getting her toes licked by some fire.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
Woo.
Some little
Somebody-
demons. I mean, hey, a girl's got to make a living.
Jesus.
It's a whole new meaning to tongues of flame. I mean, what?
The
Don't
old
those flames lick things
OnlyFans.
too?
Have you ever had a little demon paint your toenails? Oh, it's so nice. You should get that done anytime you do.
I'd give it a whirl.
I never had
Mommy.
things lick my toes before.
Well, now they can, so I don't know what to tell you. Well,
All right.
maybe. Maybe. I'll let you possess me and you might be able to get in on some of that action.
Oh my god.
I'm sure they'd be leaving. What are you doing down on my nails?
Oh, get them good, nice and liquory.
What are you doing to my toes?
Suddenly the magic's
Oh my
gone.
god.
I'll have to
wrong.
explain to them.
Oh,
I'll have to explain to them. Just don't mind that
Not
one.
quite my shade.
Y'all are unreal. All right.
Ghost.
All right. We have
I mean,
to
we're just having a
yeah.
conversation as we,
We're meandering. This is trail
Being
talk.
friends.
It's trail talk. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
What?
Did we arrive yet?
La 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 la
No
la.
encounters.
You seem to be
no
having just enough fun on your own. Just enough fun. All right. As you travel the Astral Sea, kind of following this beacon of light, this path ahead of you, you travel through the Astral Sea itself, and maybe like an hour into your travel, something like that. Calypso basically just like puts up a hand and has everyone stop, and she just kind of like takes notice and just seems to have a funny feeling about things. She's just kind of like taking everything in. She's like, "Do you hear that?"
I pull my scimitar.
You notice a shadow kind of like passed over you.
To Purgle. Oh, wait.
Wrong
Sorry.
universe.
Wrong universe.
Oh,
Pazuzu, not Ezra.
Can you imagine?
oh sorry. I know, right?
And suddenly you hear something kind of approaching you from like back and to the left. And as you spin around, you see what appears to be like a sailing ship of some kind, but it's
Ah, crap.
looks very strange. It doesn't look like it would sail on water, but it seems more adapted to the astral plane.
Ah,
And
crap.
it's maybe 100 feet away, something like that. And these four figures just kind of like emerge out of it and start like gliding towards you. Long, lanky limbs, and they've got swords drawn.
Get
So
back here.
that's-
So I'm still invisible. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing.
I'm invisible.
Yeah.
I got my sword out, so.
That's what she
Yeah,
said.
it's going to be initiative.
All right, let's do this. Which die is a bad die tonight? Here, let's try this one first. I saw 19.
Ooh.
What is my initiative? Do I add anything to my initiative?
You
You had
have
your
an initiative
dexterity
bonus.
modifier.
Oh, then it's an unnatural 20.
Dirty 20.
I've got an
Dirty
8.
20.
I got a 6.
So dirty.
I got a 16.
All right, one at a time. Okay, so Kalisha 20. Who's the next highest?
16.
Urshk 16. Nice.
And I got 8.
I got
You
6.
guys got 8. You got 6. Okay. One moment. Okay, let's change the soundtrack here. I have no idea how loud this is, so... Oh, there we go.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
This is suspenseful.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Okay,
It's called
top of the round, Kalisha, you are up. Urshk, you are on deck.
All right. How far are they from me?
At this point, I'd say like 60 feet.
60 feet. Are they definitely pirates?
You don't know about that, but they're definitely Githyanki, and they've got their swords out and they're coming for you.
And they're coming for us. Okay.
Yeah, they're moving fast.
I'm going to attempt a horrifying visage to try to scare them back to their ship.
Okay. That. How many people does that affect?
Each non-undead creature within 60 feet and on the same plane of existence that can see me must succeed on a DC 13 wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute.
Okay. Can you choose who it affects?
Oh, it can't affect all of them?
Well,
All 4?
if it's every creature within 60 feet, then it's going to hit your friends too.
Oh, okay. Then I am going to...
Totally your choice, either way.
I'm going to center it on the captain. The
I'm-
head Yankee, because maybe he'll...
I think it's centered on you.
A what?
I'm pretty. We're actually immune to fear now.
Good call.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, so you can let her rip.
Nice.
All right.
Wisdom saving throw, you said?
Yes. For
Okay.
for each person.
All right, what's the DC on that?
13.
Great call, DB.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was paying attention.
One of them succeeds, 3 of them fail.
Yes.
Nice.
So what happens on a failure?
They get scared for a whole minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at them, and I'm going to like reveal myself with my broken neck and smashed nose. Like I'm gonna be like right there saying, "Get back to your ship!" Arr! And that's what I did.
All right.
Don't mess with
so-
me.
A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. That's you. And they can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So 3 of them are kind of held back and are just like taken aback at this frightful visage in their presence. One of them seems to be unaffected.
All right.
Yeah, not bad.
Cool. Good move.
Awesome.
Good,
okay.
Kiki.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
What do you?
Nothing else that I can do. I don't want to possess. Nothing else that I can do.
All right. That will bring us to Urshk. You are up.
Right. Then I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on the one that seems to have not been affected. So that's the bonus action. And then I am going to... 120 feet. Cool. So I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
So let's see what we got here. It's 14, so that's a dirty 20.
That'll hit. Go ahead, roll damage. Roll for sandwich.
Damage.
Yeah.
2d6.
Adventures in Arcadia.
2, 8. It's 11 damage.
Nice. That's including your hunter's mark?
That was with the hunter's mark, yes. And then my second action, I'm going to let's try for another firebolt at him.
All right.
That is a 17 to hit.
Ooh.
17 just hits. Your AC is
Nice.
17. Go ahead, roll damage.
Damage is
Yikes.
and 12 total.
Nice.
Cool.
Good amount of damage in the round.
All right. And I am done.
All right. So as he kind of keeps flying towards you, you quickly react and throw 2 firebolts at him. And despite his half-plate armor, both strikes manage to find purchase. And they're 2 pretty good solid hits. So, cool. Anything else on your turn?
No. I am done.
All right. It is the Githyanki's go now. Nero, you're up on deck. Pardon me. So, the one that just got hit and is unaffected by the frightened condition, he's going to go ahead and continue onward. He's going to use his movement and a dash action to close the distance, and yeah, he's gonna get right in your face, Urshk. Not gonna be able to attack you this round, but he's closes the distance. And the other Githyanki are frightened and basically can't do anything but maintain their distance. So, Kalisha, what was the DC on that? Was it 13? 14?
Yeah.
13? Okay. They're going to reattempt their saves at the end of their turn. One of them just makes it. One of them makes it. And the other one makes it as well. So they are all no longer frightened, but you've bought some time.
Yes.
All right. Nero, you are up. What do you do?
So, how close am I to Irsk?
You all are within like 5-10 feet of each other.
Okay, so I'm going to dash with my cunning ability to close that gap between 5 to 10 feet so that I am
I mean, you could use your regular movement for that.
Okay. And I'm going to use, because I'm invisible, I'm going to use my sneak attack and use my poison dagger, because I'm going to use my interact with an object to lay some poison on the dagger. I have no idea if it's going to work. And attempt to backstab the Githyanki that's right in front of Irsk.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Roll an attack with advantage because you're invisible.
That's 12 plus proficiency. That's 15. Let me see. Oh, with advantage, right? So I get the second roll?
Yep. Yeah, you can attack with advantage.
18.
Yeah.
18 plus math.
18. That's a dirty 20.
Okay, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And roll
All
your
right.
sneak attack.
All right.
And your
So
poison.
so first is I'll do the dagger as 1d4. It's 2. And then I'm going to roll the poison, which they have to make a Constitution saving roll or take 1d4
Fails.
damage. Sweet. So
Roll a
1d4 damage for 1 minute.
Okay. Per round for a minute?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that damage for this round.
Okay, so that's going to be
Or is that on his turn? We'll do it on his turn.
No. Okay. All right. And then so now for the sneak attack is 4d6. 3, 6. Plus 2 is 8. Plus 6. Nice. 6 and 8 is 12. 6.
14.
No, 2. 14. 14. So sneak attack, 14 damage.
Nice.
All right, nice. He is
now
very,
I'm,
very hurt.
I'm visible now because I made an attack. It negates the ring of visibility.
Okay. So you're visible, but you are still flanking since you're on the other side of this thing?
Right behind it, basically.
Yep.
And they've got 1d4 damage each round for 1 minute.
Okay. Cool. Is it a repeated save at the end of
Yep.
every turn? Okay.
Yep. So if they fail, they take 1d4. I mean, you already rolled the first, Constitution roll there, but yeah. But basically, at each round, for 1 minute, they roll or he rolls, and then if he fails, he takes 1d4.
Sounds good. All right. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it. Yep.
All right. That brings us to Venestra. You are up. Kalisha, you're on deck. Venestra, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm about, you said 5 to 10 feet away from everybody. We're all within this cluster, and there's, 2 out there and 1 closer to us, right?
Correct.
Okay.
3 out there, 1 by you.
3 out there. I would like to do my Eldritch Blast. I have 2 beams. I want to see if I can hit 2 of them.
All right. Go for it.
Please, Lord, have mercy. I am telling you.
Love to hear that from Venestra.
Come on, Verdi.
7.
That's going to be a miss.
Ah.
I know. It sucks. So let's see. Let me try. Hold on. Come on, y'all. Do better. That says 26.
Yeah.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Nice.
Go.
He hit him
baby,
and his children too.
Right.
Yeah, I did. 7.
All right. Good solid hit. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
On my bonus, I'd like to use the Glamour Weave and I'm going to mirror the environment around me.
I the only
Okay.
one that sticks out like a sore thumb here. Apparently.
I can't smell you anymore, but yeah, they'd be able to smell that even if you were invisible.
They'd follow their nose.
It always knows.
Their nose always knows.
Note to self, don't get hypothetical and ask these questions to yourself out loud.
All right. Top of the round, Kalisha. What do
All
you
right. How close is the nearest Yankee?
There's one right next to you, who's right next
right.
to Urshka Nero. Then there's
All
3 60 feet away.
I'm gonna go to the one that's right next to Urshka Nero. I'm going to use Withering Touch. This is the first time I'm using it. It says +5 to hit.
Mm-hmm. So
So
D20, then just add 5.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's 13 hit.
13 is a miss, unfortunately. You kind of reach out and try to infuse your necrotic energy into him, but he's able to kind of detect that you're coming and just manages to dodge out of the way, so you're unable to affect him.
All right. And there's really not much else that I can do. I want to stay right there though, so I'm not gonna ethereal jaunt anywhere.
All right. Sounds good. That will bring us to Urshk. You are up.
All right. How close is the one that's not doing so hot? He's within.
He's right next to you. You're within 5 feet of each other.
All right, cool. So I am going to take a swing at him with my scimitar.
All right.
That is a 22 to hit.
That's a hit. Go ahead, roll damage. And don't forget your hunter's mark.
Yes. Roll and 15 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Sweet.
I would like to cleave him in twain.
All right. So you, he kind of like turns around and snarls something in a language you don't understand to the other 3 Githyanki, and as he like kind of whirls around, you manage to take advantage of this brief window of opportunity to strike at him, and with your hunter's instincts, you know, like just where to cut to kind of sever, bone and flesh, and manage to cleave him like straight in half, kind of separating him at the spine. Nice. And this being the kind of gravity-less void of the Astral Sea, you see this kind of like black blood just kind of like form droplets just like in the air, and both halves of his body just kind of like separate and like float out into different directions as this kind of like blood kind of forms with itself. Ruby. It doesn't like spill anywhere. But yeah, it's like if someone got cut in half on the International Space Station or something.
Wow.
Like if somebody got eaten by a shark and his teeth.
Yeah. Something like that.
Great.
Like maybe I should snag one of those body parts, stuff it in my bag for later.
Now, the other 3.
What is it with you with body parts?
She's making a person.
I mean, I've never seen one of these. It could be interesting to keep a piece. I don't know.
She's sewing a skin body.
The other 3, they're still together, correct?
I think.
The other 3, are they still together? About what, 60 feet?
Yeah,
away?
They're still together, still 60 feet away.
Okay. So as the 2 halves are slowly sliding apart, I push them aside and snarl, and fire a level 2 ice knife.
Oh,
dang!
Right in the.
Is that a bonus action?
That is that's my second action that I'm taking. So,
does it?
Oh, actually, well,
are you doing action surge, or does this count? Does this replace one of your attacks?
This is going to replace one of my attacks.
Okay.
So I hit with the scimitar, so now I'm going for the ice knife.
Second attack with the knife.
Second attack with the knife.
All right.
I'm aiming for the middle, and that would be a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Go ahead, roll damage.
Okay. So first, we're going to bring this up here. I think it's 2d. Silos, skulls, full damage. 6. Okay. So we get 1d10 piercing damage. My hunter's mark automatically moved over to that middle one once the first guy died.
Nice.
So that'll add 8 damage. That's 8 piercing damage to the one in the center.
Okay.
Once it hits him, it explodes, and everyone within 5 feet of him will get 2d6 cold damage on a dexterity save. So,
cats.
If you don't succeed on dexterity save, they'll receive 2d6 each.
All right. They've got 10 feet in between them, so it's only going to affect the one in the middle.
Okay. So just the one in the middle. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that explosion still damage him?
That explosion, anything, the target and a creature, and anything within 5 feet of the creature will be affected by the explosion.
All right. What's that extra damage?
14. He has to save a dexterity throw. 14.
Okay.
Oops.
That's a failure.
Sweet.
Oh.
That'll be an extra 7 damage to him. Cold damage.
Nice. Nice.
Oh wait. It was second level, so I got one more. D6.
What?
13 total. It was 3d6 because I used a second level spell.
Okay. That would make him bloodied. He is below 50% hit points.
Nice.
So yeah, as you kind of cleave through the one, you like focus with your hunter's instincts and throw this ice knife just kind of through the Astral Sea and manage to strike one in just like a brief split second after it finds purchase. It explodes with this kind of cold energy. And yeah, that's a very solid hit on him.
Yes.
Nice.
And I am done for the round.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly over to Urshk and say, "Great job."
I think you've
Yeah.
done. I think you've
We'll be
done
on the
quite a
ship
bit
when
there.
you're done.
I think I might have pissed him off.
You might have. Just a little
It's only
bit.
a flesh wound.
Stick my thumb in his cloaca.
Oh my god.
Kids Yankee have
All right.
They sound like
About to
they
find
would.
out.
They sound like they would have. a
It's the Gith Yankees' turn.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So, one in the middle, obviously not looking so hot. They're like snarling at each other in this kind of like gruff language. Can't make out what they're saying. But they're all going to fly towards you using their movement and action to dash. So now they've all closed the distance with you. You're all considered like engaged with them.
Okay.
That's
So
going to be
they're
the
like-
only thing they're going to do this turn. But yeah, they are in distance here. That brings us to Nero. You are up.
So I'm
Sinestro,
going to
you're on
use
deck.
once again, I'm going to use my interact with an object and lay more poison because I saw that the first one was vulnerable to the poison. I'm going to lay that before I go to stab the one closest to me.
All right.
That's a 15 plus. We got a plus 3. That's an 18.
Nice.
18 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage and sneak attack since you have an ally in melee range.
Well, I'm not. Okay. Because I'm not visible, but because I've got an ally in range. Nice. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Sweet.
So 1d4 damage for the dagger. 4. And then for the sneak, it's going to be 4d6. 5, 4, and 1. 15.
All right, that's total.
Yep. And then the poison. Well, again, that's going to be a Constitution saving throw. And if they fail, it is a 2d10. I'm sorry,
2d10.
poison is a. So no. It's a DC roll and 1d4 once per minute.
Okay. What's the DC on that saving throw?
It's 10.
His result is a 12, so he passes.
Okay. So then it's just the the roll damage, and that's it for him.
Yeah. He looks like he's on the brink of death.
Nice.
He's not looking good.
Good stuff.
Okay. Venestra, you're up. Kalisha, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember where I am in relation to all this now.
Everybody's like
We're all facing.
We're all
everybody's everybody's engaged with each other in melee range.
So are there two of them grouped together around Urshk?
There's 3 total. There's the one in the middle. He's very badly wounded. There's the other 2. They're fresh. And positioning's weird because we don't have any landmarks or anything. So you're all considered like in melee range of each other at this moment.
I'd like to I can 2-weapon fight as a bonus action, but I'd like to dash over to the one that's bloodied and use daggers to stab them in the neck.
Nice.
right. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Wow.
I'm going for the ankles personally, but that's fine.
Well, we can't all,
That's also eye level, so There's
Hold on,
major
let me-
arteries down there.
Not many, but okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. But there's some.
That's a 5.
Ooh.
5 is going to miss. He sees you coming and manages to knock the dagger out to the side with his silver sword. Anything else you could do on your turn?
Well, I still have my glamour weave on. Do I still keep that, Kalisha, when
Yeah.
I'm moving around? Okay.
Yeah.
They saw me coming. So I
Yeah,
stabbed him
it doesn't
with
like make you
one.
invisible or anything.
Yeah, it's just kind of like makes me like where
Helps
they
you
can kind of.
stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I pulled that. Did that. Did I stab him with the other one, or just the one?
You just made one attack so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to do the other one.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack.
You know.
Please hope to God that this one works out better. That's a 3. I am not going tonight.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No, unfortunately not. So he knocks a dagger out of the way, and you come at him with the other dagger, but he manages to like kick you in the torso, and it's like just enough to throw you off so that the blow doesn't connect.
That's fine. I'll sit here and like collect my pride to my next turn.
All right. That brings us to top of the round. Kalisha, you're up. Then
I
Urshk,
just-
you're on deck.
I just saw that and it made me angry because he's like kicking Vanestra. So I'm gonna ethereal jaunt behind the guy that just kicked her. And I'm going to try withering touch on the back of his neck again.
All right, go for it.
Alright, come on. 18 and 5 is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, that is 4d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4d6 plus 3. We've got a 6 plus a 5 is 11. Plus a 3 is 14. Plus a 4 is 18. Plus 3 is 21 hit points. 21 damage.
Goodness.
Dang.
Necrotic
How do you want to do this?
Necrotic damage.
Yeah, that's enough. How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna like quick blink out, and then I'm gonna blink in right behind his neck, and I'm just gonna go roar, and like just like roar, and like just like blah, and he just like
And
drops. And
And
blah.
blah.
He just like
Get that, Aaron. It's a
Right.
roar and a blah.
and I'm just gonna look at his friend to the side, like, and I'm just gonna like whisper, "You're next."
You're like the ghost in Indiana Jones, right? You're just like,
Yeah.
right?
Naughty face. I see her more as a Beetlejuice. where she's
Look at
got
the arc,
eye-
Marion.
You're next.
Yeah. Yeah, you like basically like shuffle so you're behind him and like grabbing his neck, you infuse him with like necrotic energy that just kind of like sucks the life out of him. And I mean, he's a lanky dude to begin with, but even so, he kind of like just like shrivels up like a raisin, and like all the color kind of like drains from his skin, and he's just kind of like this lifeless husk once you're done with him.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you can do on your turn?
Just looked at the guy next to him and said, "You're next."
All right. Brings us to Urshk.
So was that the
Do
one
do.
in the middle? That she...
Yeah, that was the one in the middle. You got
All
two
right.
more. They're both fresh.
Both refresh on the side. So Hunter's Mark is going to go to the one on the left.
All right.
And we are going to take a swipe at him with my scimitar.
Okay.
That will be a 24 to hit.
24 hits. Go ahead, roll damage, and include your Hunter's Mark.
That would be an 8 plus 6, 14 damage.
Okay, nice.
And with my second attack, another swipe with the scimitar.
All right.
Shit, that's a natty one.
Oh,
All right.
I can't say anything.
Can't win them all.
It's
Nope.
just very close.
I'm not winning any of them tonight.
Space away from the space station.
Oh man. Yeah, you take it. You take a stab at this thing and manage to like puncture through its half plate armor, and it just kind of like snarls at you with that hit. And you go for another swing, and it manages to block it with a sword, and just kind of like throws your attack off to the side.
Great.
Anything else on your turn?
I don't think so. Let me just see. No. Okay. No. I am done.
Okay. It's the Githyanki's go. The one you just stabbed is going to kind of like turn and shout something unintelligible to the other one. And they are both going to use a bonus action to disengage, and then use their action to dash, and with their movement, and with their intelligence score, they'll be able to get 68 feet away from you.
Cool.
no.
And I'm
Got
assuming they're going back to their
13
ship.
intelligence.
Nice.
They're going back
What's
to their ship.
Yeah, they're making a break for it.
Run it away.
Bye, bitches.
Run away!
Yeah. They thought this was gonna be a highway robbery, and they didn't expect to get their asses kicked like this.
You killed our friend Fred.
Yeah. And you kicked me in the stomach, you bitch. It
Your
hurt.
mother is a hamster, and your father smells like elderberries.
I'm gonna animate your corpse and use it as a
it-
puppet.
So,
At this point, are you like,
are we just
Are you-
taunting them, or are we?
yeah, are you wanting to are you wanting to like catch up to them, or basically just like let them go?
They can go.
So
Launch
So
a
it's
cow
my
banner.
attack next. So I'm up next, and I'd say,
Mhm.
I look back at everybody else and say, let them go. Let's just continue our path.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Well, they're retreating. We could use their ship somehow, perhaps, to navigate quicker to the Broken Moon, but we have
So
to
you
fight
wanna-
them.
You want to raid his ship then?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
Oh.
If
Nero
we had
doesn't
taken
want
them
to.
down, perhaps we could use them, but we have to take them down. They've disengaged.
They're running.
Perhaps we take the advantage and move.
I'm with Halfman. I think we move on.
Little one sounds much better, please.
Half of a little one. Okay, got it.
Shit, that's not what I said.
Just call him a half smoke. He's so cute.
We,
Half of a little one.
I'll call you little one, Nero.
Somehow that doesn't make up for anything else.
how does that sound, Nero? That's a good one.
Whatever. Let's just move.
All right.
All right.
If that's what you guys want to do, I'll go with it.
All right.
So now we use all of our intelligence scores and move like as fast as we can on that path.
Okay. So with that,
Music stopped.
that will end combat.
I just want to look at Calypso and Stray and say, thanks for helping us back there. You know?
Oh, shit.
What are they doing?
Thanks, bystanders.
In Calypso's defense.
No, I would do
You
that.
hear something.
You did.
They suddenly phase back in.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, eating popcorn. Good job.
I totally forgot to roll them in. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, we got it.
I did the
had it.
same thing with my Star Wars game last time. Like, I had an NPC with them, and 2 rounds in, one of the players is like, so what's this guy doing? I'm like,
Right now.
Watching intensely.
God damn it.
Honestly, I don't blame you because
It made for a
I
funner
didn't think
story.
about it until after it was all over with. Are they just standing there watching us get our
There you
ass?
go.
It made for a funner story. It made for a
It
funner
did.
battle. Yeah.
Yes.
Somehow
And,
Palpatine
Ursh-
returned and he turned them into something, and that was it.
Sure. Why not?
And Ursh, he did very well too with his attacks there.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Great job.
All right.
friends.
Right.
All right.
So, you continue your path forward?
All right.
Yes, as
We
fast
do.
as we can.
All right. And as you do so, the Githyanki ship just kind of like turns away and then seems to accelerate rather quickly as it zooms out of there.
Nice.
As we all give it the finger.
Better run.
And don't come back.
Since I'm in the rear, I'll do
All
the
right.
full moon.
Nice.
And Nero shows him his ass cheeks.
Yeah. Follow this job, bitches.
They're like the size of teeny tiny little walnuts.
It's
my
like he just
God.
cracked open a nut.
I've got the lovely bunch of coconuts.
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, good lord.
Wow.
Goes the rails.
We had
Dang.
rails.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Much like the Empire, no.
Nope.
Nice.
All right.
Walking on the edge, baby.
With that, you continue your travel. Same flying order as before?
Yep.
Yes.
Can
All
I
right.
get some of that popcorn? You guys up front?
Yeah. I'm kind of hungry back here. Rather
Okay.
grab out a ration bar.
You just saw what used and abused said.
Focus spice.
Must be nice to drink coffee.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'd
God.
offer you a ration bar, Kiki, but you can't eat it. So, hey.
No,
Tastes good.
I remember
All
what
right.
it was like to taste.
I'll lick it extra for you.
This is
There you
just
go.
we're still walking or flying.
Yeah, we're just having
Yep.
a
Conversing
conversation.
along.
Trail
Okay.
talk.
Trail talk. Trail talk.
These flickers.
As you travel forth, maybe another hour or two, it's hard to feel like it doesn't feel like any time is passing in this place. But you do start to notice like these kind of crumbled rocks just kind of like floating in the vicinity. First it's like 1, then 2, then more and more, and they seem to be like guiding this trail towards where you're going. And as you follow it, these chunks of rock start getting larger. First, they start like tennis ball sized, and then they're like the size of your head, and then like the size of your torso, and they just keep getting larger and larger. And off in the distance, you see like larger boulders just kind of floating there aimlessly in space. and you look in the distance and you see where this kind of like beam of guiding light basically like comes to a stop, and it points beyond, and as you see that, you see what appears to be like a large moon in the distance.
I think we're, you know.
That's no moon. That's no moon.
It might
Is
be.
it a shattered moon?
I think, well, with all the, you got the moon and the floating rocks, it kind of fits the description
I
there.
think it might be a shattered moon.
I think it's a shattered
Taking a look at
moon.
it, like, it does seem to have like a big chunk of it missing.
That would be shattered.
That would be where we're going.
That's where Bamboozle is. I mean, Baboozle.
Continue on with just butchering the names of everyone.
Oh, that's a great tradition.
All right, we are
Okay.
approaching. We're approaching the lair of the Leviathan. Make yourselves ready.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm invisible to anybody outside the pardoned.
All right.
Nero slips back on his ring of invisibility for the second of 3 times per day.
All right. Benestra, Urshk, you making any preparations?
No. It's not-
I still have my glamour
First
weave
one,
on.
yeah, what I got in my bag of tricks, and there's not much.
I'll keep my hand close on my rapier.
All right. With that, you travel forth towards the moon, and as it gets larger, you see that these rocks that have been kind of floating around, they do seem to have come from whatever calamity struck this moon, and just caused like this huge chunk to blow out of it. And as you approach, like it gets larger and larger and larger, and you start to feel this kind of unease and tension in the air. Well, air, whatever this is that you're floating through. And it like the air, in contrast to where you were with Seraphiel, the space just feels like cold and dark, and you have this sensation of like the hair on your arms and your neck just kind of like standing on end. And as you kind of approach closer and closer, you hear this very low rumble,
Uh-oh.
and it kind of grows into like this distant roar. And from behind the moon, you see this long shape just kind of like swim from behind it. And it turns and starts to make its way towards you. And you see this kind of singular glowing eye just kind of approaching you. And you make out the shape of what appears to be an astral dreadnought, Bazoozle. And as it approaches, you see it kind of has like this long, eel-like body, just extremely long and going way out into the distance as it approaches you. And the head itself is just massive, and it has this toothy maw, and it has these two kind of what appear to be almost like lobster claws kind of protruding from it. But what sticks out to you is about like a third of the way down the length of its body, it appears to have like a ship like embedded in its body, like a really old sailing ship that you would find in Tempest Bay. It just seems to be like fused with it, and you see the masthead is kind of like sticking out of the side of it, and it is moving and appears to be like under great pain, but still alive. And it approaches you and it just kind of like has this wicked grin on its face, and you hear this extremely low and deep and powerful voice call out to you. Some guests have come to visit. Perhaps you will make a fine meal. Or perhaps you have something better to offer me. That's where we're going to end it.
Oh my god.
Oh, crap.
I was like right there, like, oh.
Hey,
okay.
somebody shit my pants.
You know, I fucking like I feel like I'm in, what is it, Finding Nemo, where that fucking shark is like coming at you and it's gritting, and it's like
The anglerfish?
you know, looking at, yes,
I'm gonna
and I'm
touch
like,
the
oh
butt.
god,
Yeah.
Fish are friends, not food. Oh my gosh. Oh my
Don't
god.
worry, Urshk. You don't smell any
I'm gonna
different.
touch the butt.
Oh my god.
You still smell
me
ink.
I think I inked my pants.
Oh, well.
I think
I
All right, y'all.
don't have any
Fun.
pants.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for
Thank you,
being part of the show.
Everybody.
Thanks for playing. We'll be back next week, I think. Maybe? Question mark?
I think
Uh,
so.
But
I think so. So
until
far.
then, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because Red 5 Tavern is closed.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
All right.
Get
Peace out, y'all.